He believed everyone deserved to have education and that everyone deserved to be respected and treated with respect.
Dan Vallez didn't have that growing up. Born into a family of migrant workers harvesting lettuce in the San Luis Valley, he was the oldest of 16 children. So disadvantaged, his children have never seen a picture of him as a little boy. They have, however, heard the stories. He stopped going to school in 6th grade.
Being the oldest, it was his job to help take care of the family, and so education wasn't really an option for him for a really long time.
But Dan did find ways to learn.
But he read comic books voraciously, that was kind of the through line of every town that he would visit. Probably had difficult time getting into libraries because of prejudice at the time, but any store he could go in and grab a comic book.
And because of a federal program designed to help migrant workers, Dan landed an opportunity to go to a local college in Pueblo, which eventually brought him to CU Boulder, where he earned a degree in Spanish, sociology, and school administration. His path in education was set.
I've been told that he was the only middle school and high school principal who never spent a day in middle school or high school as a student.
If it wasn't for education, he would not have had the opportunities that he had. And so for him, it was his way to give back.
Giving back also meant advocating for migrant rights and social justice, and providing his children the kind of childhood he never had. Dan eventually made his way to Westminster Public Schools, first as an assistant principal, then principal. But his passion was always helping not just students, but families.
Voices was like the highlight of his career.
Voices provided wraparound services for students and their families. Everything from language skills to healthcare to food.
He just genuinely cared and genuinely was thrilled by giving back.
The Daniel C. Vallez Family Education Center will also provide community support.
The more educated and the more informed our families are, the more educated and happy I think our kids will be. It just lifts the children up in the school setting and also helps our families learn how to really advocate for their children and to participate in their child's education as a true educational partner with WPS.
Dan and his beloved wife, Lupe, both died way too young, both of cancer. Still, his legacy lives on.
I met a student a few years ago of his, an old student from back in Fort Lupton. We just started talking and he was like, "Oh, your dad was Dan Vallez." And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Man, that guy saved me."
He would say, in the moment, whatever you're doing is great, but it's about what you're setting up in the future. So having a building like this, an education center that is supporting the community, I think that legacy would be really, really rad for him. He would really love that.